King Ranch, the largest ranch in Texas, hides secrets that few know. Did you know that this empire of 3.34 million acres is not only vast in size but also rich in history? How did a piece of Texas transform into an icon of wealth and influence, with stories of pioneering mysteries and incredible achievements? Let's explore what you never knew about King Ranch and the amazing feats of this grand property. Hello everyone, I'm Juninho Mello, and I'm so happy to have you here on the Celebrities Farm channel. If you're a fan of incredible stories about farms and historical figures, you already know you're in the right place. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a like so you don't miss any content. Let's uncover the mysteries and curiosities behind King Ranch, the largest ranch in Texas, and much more. King Ranch, located in the heart of Texas, is more than just a piece of land. It is a symbol of greatness and resilience. With its 3.34 million acres, it is one of the largest ranches in the world, surpassing even some nations in size. But what makes King Ranch so special? Founded in 1853 by Richard King and Gideon K. Lewis, this ranch has a rich and complex history. From the beginning, it became a reference in cattle ranching and cotton production, helping to shape the economy of Texas and the country. However, what many don't know is that King Ranch also played an important role in the preservation of wildlife species, such as pronghorn antelope and pumas. Its sustainable management practices and innovation were pioneering, making the ranch a reference in the agricultural and environmental sectors. In addition, the ranch was the stage for several historical moments that marked Texas, such as the Texas Revolution and the fight for independence. The early years of the ranch were filled with challenges, including clashes with indigenous tribes, who often tried to prevent the farm's expansion. But despite the difficulties, Richard King never gave up and built an empire that has withstood the test of time. Another intriguing fact about King Ranch is its cultural influence. Did you know that the ranch played an important role in the development of rodeos and riding competitions? Many of the country's most famous cowboys came from its lands, whose stories of bravery and courage became etched in everyone's memory. Furthermore, the ranch also stands out in horse racing and the film industry, as many Western films were shot on its vast landscapes. In 2019, King Ranch was listed as a cultural heritage site in Texas, and it continues to be a symbol of the strength and independence of the state. If you haven't yet discovered the true story of King Ranch, it's time to explore what this Texas giant has to offer. Let's go on this journey of discovery together, where we'll uncover not only the facts, but also the curiosities and legends surrounding this iconic ranch. What do you think about learning more about the secrets King Ranch holds in its vast lands? Throughout its history, King Ranch has not only established itself as the largest ranch in Texas, but also as a model of innovation and adaptation. The grandeur of the ranch is not just physical, but intellectual as well. Richard King, its founder, had an ambitious vision to turn his ranch into an agricultural powerhouse capable of challenging the limits of its time. Innovation started with cattle management. The ranch was a pioneer in breeding Santa Gertrudis cattle, a hybrid breed that revolutionized the cattle industry. This cross between Brahman cattle and shorthorn cattle resulted in a more heat and drought-resistant animal, as well as superior quality meat. Cattle ranching at King Ranch went beyond meat production. It was a way of adapting to the environment and extreme conditions of the state, ensuring the longevity of the business. But King Ranch didn't stop at cattle. Its involvement in cotton farming also marked a significant moment in Texas's agricultural history. In the 19th century, cotton was the state's primary cash crop, and with its vast lands and resources, the ranch became one of the largest producers in the region. The combination of livestock and agricultural production made the ranch an example of versatility and sustainability in the sector. The management of the ranch was also a major differentiator. Instead of following conventional methods, King Ranch stood out for applying sustainable management techniques, many of which are still in use today. The ranch became a living laboratory of innovative environmental practices, caring for the local flora and fauna with the same attention given to agricultural and livestock production. In addition to agriculture and livestock, King Ranch also made history in the automotive industry. Did you know that during the 1940s, the ranch was responsible for creating a car model, the King Ranch edition of Ford, which became one of the brand's most iconic models, is a clear example of how the ranch extended its influence beyond its boundaries and into other industries. This model, with an elegant design and robust features, reflects the ranch's spirit, resilient, imposing, and innovative. The impact of King Ranch is also evident in the cultural field. The ranch inspired generations of cowboys and filmmakers, with many Hollywood productions using its landscapes as a backdrop. Western films, which became a hallmark of American cinema, captured the grandeur of King Ranch, cementing its image as an icon of Texan culture. It's easy to imagine how the ranch's lifestyle, with its focus on courage, hard work, and freedom, inspired so many legendary stories. Additionally, King Ranch also played a significant role in the development of local communities. The ranch was responsible for building several essential infrastructures, such as roads, schools, and hospitals, helping to create a more prosperous and sustainable environment for everyone. Its role as a patron and supporter of various initiatives was critical to the growth of the surrounding towns, and to this day, the ranch remains a source of employment and income for thousands of people in the region. With all these elements, King Ranch became more than just a large farm. It became an example of how vision, innovation, and adaptation can transform a simple idea into a lasting legacy. The ranch represents the essence of Texas: courage, strength, and resilience. Over the years, King Ranch has continued to evolve, remaining relevant and respected, both in the field and in culture. Let's delve into the complexities of King Ranch, a place where history blends with modernity and where Texan culture is preserved and renewed with each generation. What many don't know is that behind the vastness of the land, King Ranch is an example of how innovation can transform a farm into a global icon. King Ranch was not just an example of greatness in its time, but also a laboratory of technological innovations and business practices. At its peak, the ranch was one of the largest sources of food for the United States, with massive production of beef and cotton. However, Richard King, throughout his life, was also a pioneer in the use of agricultural technologies that were innovative for the time. He introduced new irrigation and soil management techniques that allowed the ranch to grow in an arid and challenging region. Today, the ranch is an example of business management and sustainability. The adoption of digital tracking technologies for cattle and soil and water conservation practices are just a few of the ways the ranch continues to adapt to the modern world. This ensures that King Ranch remains a reference in both the agricultural and environmental sectors. The ranch is widely recognized for its environmental conservation practices. The land that makes up King Ranch is not just an economic asset, but also a vital space for biodiversity. Among the various preservation initiatives, the creation of protected areas for endangered species, such as the pronghorn antelope, stands out. King Ranch serves as one of the largest wildlife preservation programs in Texas, helping maintain the ecological health of the region and supporting the recovery of endangered species. The image of King Ranch has been cemented in the popular imagination, especially through cinema. The ranch not only served as the backdrop for major Western productions, but also inspired the creation of characters and stories that reflect the values of Texan culture. courage, strength, independence, and honor. Films like The Last of the Mohicans and The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance used the grandeur of King Ranch to give the world a glimpse into what it means to be a true Texan cowboy. But the relationship between King Ranch and the film industry doesn't stop there. In recent years, the ranch has been the site for documentaries, TV programs, and even commercials, helping perpetuate cowboy culture and the significance of the ranch in American history. Over the years, King Ranch has diversified beyond agriculture. The ranch created its own product line and became an influence in the automotive industry. The famous King Ranch Edition Ford model is an example of how the ranch extended its influence into other industries, maintaining its legacy while connecting to the modern world. Additionally, the ranch is one of the biggest influences in the rodeo industry, and its presence in the apparel market is immense. The King Ranch clothing and accessory line has become synonymous with quality and authenticity, representing cowboy life in its many forms. The boots, hats, and jackets with the ranch's brand are sought after by those who want to express their connection to Texan tradition. The economic importance of King Ranch to the region is immeasurable. The ranch not only generated thousands of direct jobs, but also helped develop local infrastructure. From roads to schools and hospitals, the ranch contributed to the growth of surrounding towns, becoming a pillar for the local economy. King Ranch's impact also extends beyond the local economy, influencing both state and federal agricultural policy. Its partnerships with universities and research centers have also helped improve education and workforce training in the region. The ranch has a long tradition of hosting interns and researchers, offering a practical field for those seeking to understand the challenges and opportunities in agriculture and the environment. While King Ranch has deep roots in Texas, its impact extends beyond the state's borders. The ranch exports its agricultural practices and cattle ranching model to other parts of the world, especially in Latin America and Africa. In many of these countries, King Ranch's cattle breeding model has been adopted as a benchmark for improving meat production, increasing efficiency in livestock farming, and promoting environmental conservation practices. Moreover, King Ranch has an international network of business partnerships that helps expand its global reach. The King Ranch brand is synonymous with quality, not only in the U.S. market, but also in international markets, positioning the ranch as a global leader in the food industry and in environmental preservation. As the world faces new environmental and economic challenges, King Ranch continues to be a beacon of innovation and adaptability. The ranch has heavily invested in sustainability technologies and in developing new forms of agricultural management that minimize environmental impact and help ensure a prosperous future for generations to come. King Ranch's future will undoubtedly be marked by more innovations, collaborations, and contributions to preserving the Texan legacy and cowboy culture. Its commitment to excellence, sustainability, and tradition will ensure that it remains a pillar for Texas and the world. Throughout this video, we've explored the many facets of King Ranch, the largest ranch in Texas, and how it became a global icon, not only because of its grandeur, but because of its rich history and its capacity for innovation. From the ranch's founding by Richard King to today, the journey of this place is marked by a constant pursuit of excellence, not only in agribusiness, but also in cultural, economic, and environmental impact. You probably asked yourself, how can a ranch have such an impact in various areas like agriculture, culture, and even the automotive sector? The answer is simple but profound. King Ranch stands out because beyond being a place of business, it is also a symbol of adaptation and perseverance. Richard King's vision, with his commitment to innovation, ensured that the ranch remained relevant through the decades, even while facing adversities like the extreme climate conditions of Texas and the changing demands of the market. Furthermore, the ranch not only responded to the challenges of its time, but also created new paradigms for the future. Sustainability, which was once a necessary practice, became a competitive edge at King Ranch, which continues to be a global example of how agricultural production can coexist with respect for the environment. The impact of King Ranch on people's lives goes beyond the economic. For many Texans, the ranch is an essential part of the state's identity. King Ranch's history intertwines with the history of Texas, with the struggle for independence, the valuing of rural life, and the creation of a culture that reveres freedom and the spirit of resilience. The ranch is thus a reflection of the very essence of Texas, grand, resilient, and deeply connected to its roots. On a practical level, King Ranch represents a source of employment for thousands of people, as well as a driver of innovation in agricultural and environmental conservation sectors. The ranch not only shaped the local economy, but also contributes to preserving cultural and natural practices that benefit all Texans. With its legacy of innovation, culture, and sustainability, King Ranch continues to be an example of how the past and present can come together to create something enduring and impactful. As we move toward the future, it's important to recognize that the ranch still carries with it a responsibility to preserve and continue adapting to the needs of the modern world. Today, the ranch is not only an agricultural property, but a global brand that influences industries, cinema, fashion, and environmental practices. It is indeed a symbol of Texas, and its impact is felt far beyond the borders of the state. The key to its future success will be continuing to reinvent itself, staying true to its roots, but always ready for tomorrow's challenges. We've reached the end of this journey of discoveries about King Ranch, the largest ranch in Texas. I hope that throughout this video you've felt inspired by the history, grandeur, and innovation of this place that is much more than a farm. It is an icon of Texas and a global reference. Now, we know that the true strength of King Ranch lies in its ability to adapt, its preservation of Texan culture, and its forward-thinking vision. Its legacy is immeasurable and will continue to impact future generations. If you've made it this far, congratulations! This shows how you are someone who is always looking to learn and expand your horizons. I want to know your opinion. What impressed you the most about King Ranch? Leave it in the comments because your participation is essential to our community. And of course, if you liked this video, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Don't miss the amazing stories we have yet to tell. And if you liked this topic, be sure to check out 2 amazing videos we recommend on the end screen. 1. The history of the Alamo and the Texas Revolution. 2. The cultural impact of cowboys in America. Believe in the power of learning history, because what we learn from the past prepares us for a better future. Keep seeking knowledge and never stop exploring. If you made it to the end, comment below. I made it to the end. I am persistent, and I will succeed in life. Congratulations on this achievement. See you in the next video.